Not gonna lie, this thing here is not a snack, it's a whole damn meal, because the way this one is gonna have you feeling, yeah. As always, you better like up the thing, subscribe to the channel, because I promise you nobody do it better than ShiaStyle. We gonna get straight into it. Okay, so today guys, we are gonna be doing a bad boy recipe. On the menu today, we have ShiaStyle saltfish fritters. So I've used 2 packs of boneless saltfish. I'm then gonna pour some hot water on it, and I'm gonna allow that to soak for 10 minutes times 2. This is not my first rodeo when it comes to saltfish. I've also done ackee and saltfish, which I'm telling you is bomb already, so you better go try it. What are you waiting for? Then off the back of that, I did an ackee and saltfish spring roll, which was even more divine. But guys, I ain't gonna talk too much. I'm just gonna link it up below. Click on the link and you already know what it is, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing with my red bell peppers. I'm just gonna go ahead and thinly slice it and then dice it all up, because the one thing you don't want in your saltfish fritters is big hench pieces of veg. It's not the one, guys, so don't do it. But again, if you like your hench veg and your saltfish fritters, then do what you gotta do. But for me, in this recipe, we're gonna make it nice and small. I'm then going to do the exact same thing with a green pepper. I decided that I was only going to use half of a green pepper because I'm not really a huge fan of green pepper. I don't know if it's just me, but there's something real special about a sweet red bell pepper. And the green ones, if I'm being so honest, I use them for decoration. Like, they are purely decoration purposes. Definitely a nice contrast when it is red peppers and green peppers for sure. I have to big up my gran one time, because my gran saltfish fritters, yeah, serious, unmatched. All I can do is attempt to even get close to how amazing those saltfish fritters are, honestly. Usually I would suggest 1 medium-sized tomato that has been diced up finely, but I only had cherry tomatoes, which is just as good. I used about 6 cherry tomatoes. Next, I'm gonna go in with a whole scotch bonnet. This again, I'm just gonna go ahead and finely dice this up. I repeat, guys, make sure you finely dice up your scotch bonnet. There's nothing worse than biting into a saltfish fritter, finding out that you got a hench piece of scotch bonnet in at the back of your throat. It's not a vibe, guys. It's not the one. Don't do it to yourself. Save yourself the hassle and just make sure you finely chop it up. Prepping your ingredients is going to make this recipe so much easier for you, so try your best to have all your ingredients laid out something like this. I'm going to start by getting myself a regular size Pyrex glass dish, which I'm going to add the saltfish to, which has been freshly soaked in boiling hot water for 10 minutes at a time, 2 times. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and start to flake my saltfish. You know, want an inch piece of saltfish in the glass dish, so make sure you flake it up good. If you have to use your hands, use your hands, but don't leave a hench piece of saltfish in the glass dish. I repeat, okay? Because listen, you want everything to be nice and small and dice up and chop up and look good, okay? But you know what? Little piece of hench piece is not bad. It's not bad. You can have little piece hench piece, but everything else, it have to look like this. You see this? Flaky. Yes, you want it flaky. Once you are done, you're going to go ahead and add all your ingredients in. You should have onions, red peppers, green peppers, spring onions, garlic, tomato, scotch bonnet, all prepped and ready to go. Am I the only one that just thinks there's absolutely nothing better than fresh veg, freshly chopped up, ready to go? Listen, I'm not against none of that ready to use, ready diced up stuff, but there's nothing better than chopping up your own veg and using it and knowing that it's fresh and just, oh, everything. I remember being a kid and being so impatient and biting into a burning hot saltfish fritter and just being like in absolute awe because I just didn't understand how something could taste so amazing. Once you've added all your ingredients, you then want to go and mix that into your flaky saltfish. Once you've thoroughly mixed that in, it should look something like this, ready to add our flour. Completely forgot to caption you adding the flour in, but I've gone ahead and added 2 cups of plain flour. And for the main character, the ingredient no one ever suspects, you have to add semi-skimmed milk. Guys, I promise you, if you add semi-skimmed milk to your saltfish fritter batter, honestly, it changes the whole game. It changes the script, guys. Don't do that traditional water thing. Semi-skimmed milk is your guy. There is absolutely no way you'll taste saltfish fritters with water compared to saltfish fritters with milk and come back and tell me the one with water tastes better. There's absolutely no way. So please go ahead, try out your saltfish fritters with milk and let me know down below what you think. As you can see, I'm just combining the milk into my saltfish fritters batter and making sure that it's fully and well combined. You want it to almost have like a sloppy kind of texture. You don't want it to be too runny. Similarly, you don't want it to be too thick, hence why I'm going in with some more milk. So getting that right consistency is absolutely key. But the best way I can describe it is to make sure that your batter is sloppy and almost falls like porridge. It is completely fine to make any necessary adjustments. Here you can see me adding a little bit more flour because again, I want to just thicken it up slightly. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. As you can see, it is beginning to have that sloppy texture and that is literally what you are going for. Once you get to this point, you are pretty much ready to go and add in all your seasonings, which is really going to start to bring this together. I'm going to start off by adding some black pepper, smoked paprika, all-purpose seasoning. I'm going to give that a good mix and then I'm going to add in some dried thyme because your girl forgot about it. I also added 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. This ingredient is absolutely essential, so do not forget it. I just completely forgot to record it. I'm going to give you a close-up of the batter. It should look something like this, and it should be just as sloppy in texture and consistency like this. If your saltfish batter don't look like this, then it ain't right, okay? So now we're gonna go ahead and start to fry. But firstly, we are gonna go in with some vegetable oil. I used about half of this bottle and I'm just gonna go ahead and allow it to heat up. I usually have it on medium-high heat. I then used the measuring cup because why not? And I'm gonna go ahead and add small amounts of the batter in bit by bit. I can usually fit about 6, maybe 7 at a time, but again, it all depends on the size of your saltfish batter. I was making this for a party, so I tried to not make it too big. But just a little side note, baking powder is gonna make that thing rise, okay? So don't think, oh, those look small, because they really do grow in size, honestly. I'm then going to go in with a spoon and just slowly start to pull them apart from each other, because they do tend to stick at times, but again, it's completely fine. They usually just kind of pull apart from each other without too much force, which is pretty good. As you can see, the saltfish fritters are rising to the surface. They are becoming browner and looking golden. This is exactly what we want. I'm then gonna go ahead and start to flip them over so they can do exactly the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna allow that to further brown and cook for a little bit more. Just like that, they are golden. These are ready to come out, guys. Oh, they're so good. And of course, your girl is gonna give you a close-up real soon. Oh, they are so nice, guys. They smell amazing. They're going to taste even better. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer these saltfish fritters into a glass dish which has been lined with paper towels. And we're just gonna continue that process of cooking, browning, and transferring until all the saltfish fritters are done. At the finish line, guys, it should start to look golden brown like this. We are still going, still pushing through, because we've still got so much more to go. But guys, they just look absolutely amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little garnish. I'm gonna put some freshly chopped spring onions, followed by some freshly chopped red chilies. And guys, we're just elevating. We're just doing a little bit of elevation here. We're taking our saltfish fritters to the next level, okay? After you whip these bad boys out at the party, everyone is going to love you, I promise. As always, tell a friend to tell a friend, like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. Also, in case you forgot, nobody do it better than ShiaStyle, alright?